There's nothing you can do that makes it worth taking your life. Okay? If that's something you think about, now, how many of you have ever thought that? Just fleeting, just for a minute? Nobody wants to say? I've thought it different times in my life, but I don't stay there. I don't think about it over and over and over again. That's when it becomes dangerous. So make a plan. Maybe you have a friend that you can say, hey, if I ever text you 911, that means you need to come get me, or you need to stay with me for a while. If it's hard to say, you can do that with your parents. I wish I had thought of that, say, Ryan, if you get to that point where you want to give up, you text me, I'll be there. I don't care what I'm doing, I will be there. But, you don't know what to do and say if you don't look into it. So that's why I'm here, that's why I'm sharing this with you and giving you these resources that I hope it'll help you through a hard time or something you can help a friend through. Any questions? Anybody want to ask anything? Nobody wants to say anything. And just know that depression, there's nothing wrong with it. Just like having, other disorders, cancer, diabetes, do something about it. That's the worst thing you can do is just sit around waiting for it to get better. Because especially with depression, whether it's just situational, maybe something happened and you're depressed, or maybe it's chronic and long-term and you'll always be depressed. It's not an everyday thing. You can get through those hard times and get back to a better time.
It's kind of like we talk about in here. What's the one thing you can control? Yourself, right? No matter what situation you're in, no matter your surroundings, no matter who you're with, where you're at, the one thing you can control is your attitude in that situation, right? Well, these people that attempt suicide or try suicide or actually succeed in suicide have gotten to the end of their rope and they feel like no one will help them. And that's not the case, okay? So if you feel like you're starting to go down a road where it's hopeless, gloom and doom, you just feel like you need to talk to somebody, you have the power in you to reach out. It's not a sign of weakness. It's not a sign of anything but that you need help. It would be the same thing as if your car broke down on the side of the road. You would ask for help to have that car fixed, wouldn't you? Okay? So why wouldn't you ask for help to fix yourself? Until we start treating mental illness like we treat cancer, diabetes, and any other situation that deals with our human body, then there's going to be a certain stigmatism attached to this. So it's just like Ms. Wilson said, it's just like treating anything else. Sometimes you have to take medication, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you just need to talk things out. Going back to what we talked about in here about eating disorders, same thing. You just need to reach out and help. There's people out there to help you.
One thing I didn't mention, I don't think in this class, the same week Ryan died, there was an 8th grade girl in Oxford that took her life. 8th grade, that's younger than you guys, because of bullying. Now, it doesn't mean that the person bullying her, it was their fault. Sometimes when you have depression, normal things that most people get through, you don't get through. Like I said, that perception, your mind is telling you lies and it seems worse than it maybe truly is. But that's a good thing to think about. We also need to be careful of how we treat other people. We don't know who in this room might be thinking about taking their life every day or in the school. And one wrong word can be the catalyst that throws them over the edge. So it's important not only to take care of yourself, reach out for help if you're struggling, listen and pay attention to your friends, help them, support them, but also just to be kind to people. There's no reason to be hard on other people. And that happens a lot in high school. And when someone's struggling, that's a hard thing to get through. So especially you guys in here, especially listen, there is nothing wrong with taking medication. It doesn't make you less of a person or weak. You can find the right one that works. I take medication, I love it. I take it extra this week so I can talk to you guys and not cry. So, but losing a friend, losing a loved one is hard, no matter how it is. But with suicide, I think it makes it harder because it's something they chose. Why was I not enough to keep him here? What did I do wrong? What could I have done different? So just remember, there's resources out there and people that care about you and want to help you, okay? can get a, tattoo, if you want to get one, just peel off the, plastic, put it on your hand or wherever you wanna put it, and then just wet your hand and just tap it, hold it down, once it's all wet, and then gently pull it off. Y'all welcome to get one. If
Any
you
more
want to.
questions? Anybody got anything they want to add? Yes, sir.
Why did he die?
Well, he took his life. I don't know that I want to really say exactly how. Well, and one thing that's kind of difficult when you're talking to schools is, you don't want to give you any ideas. Of course, the ideas are out there. You can Google it if you want to. But, and I didn't know this either, when someone in a community takes their lives in a school, sometimes that can instigate other people to do the same thing. And that's what I think a lot of schools even are afraid of talking about suicide, is because they don't want it to get out of control or somebody else do it because we talked about it. There's nothing glorious or nothing good about suicide. It doesn't make you courageous or brave or a hero or anything. It's a cop-out. You're not holding on. There's gonna be better days. There's lots of different ways you can take your life. But you are leaving behind people that are gonna suffer the rest of their life because you made that choice. So it should never be an option. Just take it out of your vocabulary. Make a commitment today to say, I don't care how bad my life gets, that's not ever gonna be an option for me. Because I'm telling you, from the people left behind, it's tremendous pain forever. So no matter how they do it, or if they succeed, or even people who don't succeed but attempt, you know, that's a struggle they may have the rest of their life.
and none of us are perfect. We talk about that, I mean, I make mistakes in here all the time, we kind of laugh about it. But none of us are perfect, okay? And if we're trying to lead those perfect lives, we're putting extra stress on ourselves that we don't need. I mean, life's hard enough without trying to be perfect. What you need to do is you need to be the best you can be. So that means whatever your capabilities are, you need to be the best at that. Don't measure yourself towards anybody else. Now, when you're competing in events or competing in different competitions that make you rank yourself against other people, that's different, that's healthy, okay? But just looking at somebody else's life and trying to compare it to yours, everybody's different, everybody's life is different. And I got news for you guys. People that sometimes look like they got it together, they're the ones that are really the ones that need help. So just try to be the best you can be. And if you need help, ask for it. If it's not from a friend or a parent or a teacher, call one of these helplines or text one of these helplines and get it from a total stranger. But reach out. There's people out there that want to help.
If you're worried about a friend, talk to somebody about that.
Any more questions? Everybody good? You good?
Yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Wilson.